Welcome back to the capital city, Lilongwe, where innovation knows no bounds. We delve deeper into the realm of creativity. Let's harness the power of technology to propel Malawi towards a brighter tomorrow. In the previous episode,
but my understanding that in public sector, we have the public finance systems and they have their own procedures and rules on how to handle money.
I conducted this research about a month ago. That's when you were telling me that these are the challenges which will come in your system to do that, this.
Standard 3, Standard 4, Standard 4, Standard 5.
My focus today is on inclusive education. So I'm basically working on a project called the Brain Platform, which is aimed at bridging the gap between the visually impaired individuals and those who have sight. Yeah, so basically that's the whole point.
Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Kuthandiza Malawi tipeze njira zotana ndi mavuto kuza dziko lathu. Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Kuthandiza Malawi tipeze njira zotana ndi mavuto omwe amagwa mdziko lathu.
hello and welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Please introduce yourself and the council that you are representing today.
All right, my name is Takrima Chikwatu and I'm representing the Kasungu Municipal.
Takrima.
Yes.
Oh, this is a new kind of name. I like it. What does that mean?
It means honorable. It's an Arabic name, so it means honorable.
Okay,
Yeah.
You're about to do something honorable today as well by
Exactly.
bringing solutions.
Don't doubt it.
Come on. What do you do though before we get to the solution that you're bringing to the table?
All right, I work as a business developer, business development officer at Redbrick Stock Limited, which is a technology hub, but I'm also a software developer. I studied computer science, computer systems and security in university.
Wow, you look so young though.
Yeah.
How young is young?
Very young. Yeah, I'm 22.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. Okay, so it's a fresh young mind
Exactly.
looking at Malawi, I'm sure with the lens of the future,
Exactly.
which I believe innovation says future. When you speak of innovation to people around you, how do you describe innovation?
Well, innovation is bringing in new ideas, new fresh ideas. So things have already been there, things have been established, but how can we improve them? How can we make use of them? How can we benefit from them more?
Okay, the honorable work that you will be doing now, please tell us what your solution is. What's the problem? How did you identify and come to be inspired to do something about it?
Okay, so the issue mainly is tackling the Sustainable Development Goal, number 4, which is about quality education. So the system that I developed, I and my team, is about leveraging digital technology in the education sector here in Malawi. So we're bringing in an e-library whereby institutions are going to be using it, but it's also going to be a collaborative space between educators, institutions, as well as the students.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're thinking beyond just one stream or a
Yes,
grouping
yes,
of people
yes,
that you'll be
exactly.
working with. Okay, I wish you well as you go in there.
Thank you very much.
Do
I
us
appreciate it.
proud.
I will.
A woman
I will.
in STEM, you
Exactly.
already know. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
A presentation on a system that is to transform the education through digital reading here in Malawi. So the problem is that the current state of education, the educational landscape here, is that there are a few challenges, and most of these challenges stem from the accessibility. And the first reason is that there is a limited access to high quality and educational resources, whereby geographical geographical locations hinder the people to be able to access different educational resources that are located in different geographical areas. But there are also an issue of internet, whereby other people have unstable internet, so they cannot access information on the internet at real time. So it's kind of hard for them. And then we have the second one, which is the traditional learning materials, whereby they're costly, but also they lack variety. So sometimes when you go to libraries, you have to pay money, and not everyone can afford to be paying money each and every time they visit the library. And there is also an absence of an interactive collaborating learning environment, whereby students or learners, educators, and students can be able to communicate freely. It's mostly in the within the campuses of their schools. So that means that every time they want to communicate, they have to come at one place, but they cannot do it when they're at different places. Now, these challenges called for a need whereby that is going to allow the equitable and quality education and give knowledge to people at real time. So the solution that I have, the e-library, it leverages digital technology to bring an e-library, an online library. So it provides an ecosystem that integrates advanced features that allow that are user friendly but are also accessible. But it also bridges the gap that are there, like I already said. It bridges the gap of geographical barriers, and also it has features that make it very affordable for people, and especially the ones that are offline. When I already said that people cannot access using the internet, sometimes they have unstable internet. So that brings me to my next step, which is talking about the innovation and the unique features. So the unique features, as you can see on the screenshots, I have the screenshots of the website, because this system has two interfaces, the website as well as the mobile application. Now, for the website, for both systems, for both platforms, they have a personalized learning experience whereby a user is going to be able to track their active hours and see which books they are mostly reading, so that every time they log in, the system can recommend books for them. Therefore, they don't have to, go into the hassle of looking for and searching for other books that they might not even know about. But this system is going to track for them the hours and whatever they've been reading, and it's going to recommend books for them. We also have a question and answer feature that provides an ecosystem whereby mentors or educators and students can be able to ask questions and respond to each other in real time whenever they need the response. We also have a community section, which also solves the problem whereby there is no a shared community where people share knowledge. So with this section, different people are able to communicate and are able to talk about anything. So for instance, other users for this system, apart from just the students and the educators, include publishers and writers. So let's say they want to talk about a book that someone has just published, they can be talking about it in the community section. And then we have that feature of the online and offline accessibility, whereby people that have no unstable internet can download it when they have the internet and can be able to access those books or anything, any of the services when they are offline. So it provides these offline services. And this system has been developed to be scalable because it's going to be allowing the expansion of content. Therefore, it's going to keep on being dynamic ever when we keep updating the system. And the value proposition for this system is that we have an extensive educational resources. Like I already said, this system is more like bringing everything together. The issue whereby people could not access different books because, let's say, for instance, they're located in the southern region and the libraries are in the northern region, they cannot go there. So with this system, with the coming of this system, everything is coming together. It's being centralized so people can easily access. So there's an extensive educational resource availability. We also have flexible subscription models. Like I already said, we have a couple of different users, and all of these users can choose to subscribe to a different plan which cater for their needs. And then we have that issue of accessibility, which allows offline and online accessibility of the resources, as well as being able to access books that are even not in their geographical areas. And then we also have that element of digital literacy, which is just an advantage, as if we are implementing this system, definitely there is going to be a need to educate the people in communities to learn how to use the system, especially if it's going to be adopted in the remote areas. And next, this system is positioning itself as commercially viable as it is addressing different challenges, the ones that I already explained. But it also has these licensing and subscription fees that are going to cater for its sustainability. So it's going to be sustaining itself as it goes, as with the revenue streams and the subscription models that are there. We have the sustainable market opportunity that I'm going to explain in the next slide, but we also have tailored plans for schools, whereby I already said that different users are able to subscribe to a different plan to cater for their needs. Now, with the market opportunity, it's that this system is in the digital education space here in Malawi. So the target market for us is the students, the educators, the institution, as well as the publishers or the writers. So these are the people that are going to be sharing, but also utilizing the information that is going to be on the system. In terms of the competition, there are certain e-libraries that have been already established, but the problem with these ones is that some of them do not provide the offline accessibility, number one. Number two, they don't provide that shared space community whereby educators can be talking to the students. So let's say students are on holiday, it's hard for them to actually communicate with them on the very same system. So this system is bridging that gap and solving that challenge whereby people can be able to communicate with whoever they want at whatever time they want. Now we have the issue of the revenue model, whereby I already said this system is going to be sustaining itself financially. So we have that subscription-based model whereby people can be subscribing to a book or a monthly subscription. So when they want to access a certain book, they can choose to subscribe either, or to subscribe just for a month to be able to access any book for free during that month. And then we have that issue of institutional collaborations, whereby we could be collaborating with established libraries. Let's say, for instance, Claim Mabuku, which is an established library and here in Malawi, sorry. And then we have advertising partnerships, whereby the system can allow people to advertise their content on the system. But we also have that premium content offering, whereby special features will be added to the premium content and people can be paying that money. And then we have the financials. This is just showing the projections that for now, these are the expenses that we might need to actually reach the stage whereby we've actually developed this system. So those expenses have been broken down into the internet and communication costs, registration and hosting. Like I already said, it's a website, but also a mobile application. So for the mobile application, we have Android as well as iOS. And then we have the rentals and transportation, because this system is being developed by people in different regions. And we might also need to be going back and forth to the place where, for instance, the Kasungu Municipal, whereby we have been allocated. And we also have the issue of the hardware devices, whereby we need to acquire or procure things such as the routers and all. So I'm just going to show you how the system looks. So this is the website. And when I select on the Go Premium, you can see the different plans that are there. We have the free plan, whereby people can access the books for free, but then they have limited features. And then we have the Pro plans, whereby the costs are different based on whatever a person needs. So let's say an institution wants to subscribe to a certain plan, they can choose whichever plan is going to be catering for their needs. And we have this profile segment, which whereby you can add your information, and here is where you can see now that you can track the books that you've completed, the ones that you're reading currently, the library level that you want, and you can also search for the books that you want to read. We have the publish section, whereby a writer, like I already said, a writer or a publisher is also one of the users for this system. They can publish their work over here with this feature. And we have this community section. Okay. The community section allows people to communicate with each other, therefore sharing knowledge. So, yeah.
Yeah, we understand that nowadays e-library is very, very crucial in terms of education. People should access the materials as easily as possible.
Yeah.
So it's a very crucial area that we need various solutions on and how people can access the education materials. My first question is, when you are designing this particular e-library, is it just a public e-library, or you have a specific education level that you're thinking about? Is it a secondary school, primary,
Okay,
tertiary?
right. It's a public e-library, but it can be used by any of the levels of level of education. Like primary schools can adopt this system, and they can use libraries, for instance, to select the books that they want. So a college student can be able to access the books via this library. Secondary school as well, primary school as well, even dropouts. That's why there are different users, even writers, people that aren't really directly related to the education sector, but they're just publishing their work. So it's for the general public.
Okay. One day I was chatting with a librarian, and one of the concerns with the digital library is the rights, author rights,
Yeah.
particularly for books that are digital. So I was saying that the downloading of books is a challenge in our digital library. Because sometimes we download a book which we don't need to download.
Yeah.
Sometimes some library platforms they download a book and put on the local system without any rights.
Yeah.
I don't know whether this particular project consider those things.
In terms of the more like the downloading, so it's not like when you download, then the thing is going to be in your phone. It's still going to be on the system, but you can access it offline. So the rights are still with the owner of the book. Let's say, for instance, a writer, like for instance, I am a publisher and I've published something and I want people to read it. Let's say I've released it for free that people can just download it. Like there is no cost attached to it. People can download it and they can read it, but it's not like they're going to have it on their phones and share it, because those sharing rights are then going to be for myself. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Krima, for the presentation. Definitely insightful and pushing education to the next level and leveraging digital technology such as this. I think for me, the only question that I would have is just maybe for you to share a little bit more on how you intend to regulate the content that comes in. How does the system go about that?
Okay.
In terms of ensuring that indeed the content that's uploaded and submitted is regulated, and even for that interaction corner that you mentioned of
The community
students,
corner,
yes, the
yes,
community, the students interacting with each other or with the teachers that might be there. How do you ensure that indeed the conversations are educational, but people are not abusing the platform?
Yeah.
What we see, let's say, with other social media platforms such as Facebook, people use it for.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
Okay, so this system, let's say for instance, for a university, they can adopt this system and they can now be, let's say lecturers can be uploading, for instance, their slides, and they would want for them to, the students to be able to access them and all that. So let's say in an instance whereby an institution is adopting this system and they're using this system, and we've more like collaborated with them, they're going to be more like they'll be given those administration rights whereby they'll be overseeing most of the processes that will be happening within the system. Yeah.
Before I come to my question, just want to comment something on the question that I just forward.
Yeah.
On your approach to roll out the
Library.
are you looking at approaching institutions as, say, maybe, for example, because they have their own e-library where these lessons can go slides required that the students access the material like that. Or you have to add something that is available to everyone. And then somebody has to look in based on their rights to access part of the information. It's not that.
Okay, so the main idea is that this is a platform that can be used by everyone, by the public. But we were targeting more on the education sector. So if a person, an institution is adopting this system, they are going to have the rights that will enable them to do all those things that they want, like for instance, upload their things like educational content. But for instance, a user, I mean a writer, like a publisher, I might use that system, but it's going to have different features from what the institution can access. But a user, like someone who's just going to read, yeah, is going to have the access to the books that they want specifically. So we have that issue of education. You can see here. We have education, religious, newspaper, commercial, politics. So it's like the people on the back end are the ones that are uploading those things. So, like for instance, the institutions, they can now choose to when they're logging in, they'll choose that they're under the institutional segment and they're going to be uploading their educational content over there. But for instance, let's say someone else wants to use that system for something else, and they can choose which segment they're under, and they're going to be uploading their content there. So a user, like for instance, I as a student, I can choose that, okay, right now I want to do educational content, and then I can select the education section, and then that's where I'm going to be able to select a book that is being that was published by someone in the educational sector. But let's say for instance I just want to read randomly a poetry collection or a novel, I can also just look for that genre and be able to access that information. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Now, in terms of subscriptions.
Yes.
Have you already established when you look at the financials? Because we look at someone for free, there's a free column, then someone can have access by, you are now putting in foreign currency.
Oh, if that was just for the sake of the.
Yeah. Now the question is, the financials that you presented reflect those subscriptions or one of the best?
Yes, so you mean the financial projection that I was presenting? Yeah, it's including that as well. Because let's say for a student, we want to be utilizing the system for education. So a student, mainly for the education things, they're going to be for free. They'll be provided for free. That's why we're doing this. But for an institution to use that means we're going to have to partner with them, and they're going to be giving us something like, a portion of money, whereby we are going to be using that money to help us maintain the system. But for a person that wants other services that aren't related to the education sector, that means they're going to be subscribing. So these expenses, the revenue, this is whereby, let's say for instance, in the year 2, we have 39,550,000. That's whereby a person, let's say 10 people have subscribed to a basic plan, others to a premium plan. So it's just depending, but also we have that issue of subscription whereby people are subscribing per month and also per book. So this financial projection is including all those. Yeah.
Right. In finance.
Yeah.
When we have to look at the project, especially for the first year.
Yes.
It's very rare that you're going to immediately start doing a profit.
Yeah, very true.
Because of establishing costs like that. So, like the first year there, maybe the reason of understanding of figures, because they are studied a lot of figures that are there.
Yeah.
Whether they are it's everything, we are not sure, but now the question will be in terms of your plan and ability of the e-library, because there are others that are offering the same, but how do you think that
Okay, in terms of the marketing, we're going to number one do the collaborate with libraries that are already established. Let's say, for instance, Claim Mabuko. They already have customers, so presenting a system to this type of system to them is going to enable them to reach more customers above and beyond wherever they are. So that's the first way in which we are going to reach out to the people, whereby we are seeking collaborations. But the other way is we are going to be using technology like online advertisements. And we're also going to be doing those trainings whereby I already mentioned we can be doing the digital digital literacy for all, whereby we're going to be educating people in communities the benefits of having a system like this one, so that when they see the benefits and they understand, they can be able to utilize the system. Yeah.
Thank you. So it's interesting to see that a number of them are also putting e-libraries. Would you say, well, because we've seen 3 so far, inclusive the ones that we saw up north, would you say that access to libraries is a very big problem in Malawi, that, you know, everybody's pitching e-libraries?
Yeah, we can say that. Because we are coming from the traditional library system, where we are interested on the printed books. And the challenge that we have is now the posting of the printed books.
Oh, yeah.
And getting the latest books on the market is very, very difficult in Africa. So what people are taking advantage of the internet as one way of accessing the latest versions of books. So that's why digital libraries come in. And what happens is that these digital libraries, we don't have our own platforms.
Yes.
Mostly we depend on the external,
the international ones,
the international platforms to access the materials. So what the library is doing, different institutions, is to promote the library and to integrate different sources. For example, when you take Malawi National Library, so they also building their own platform to integrate all the different sources of education material. RN is also coming in terms of universities. They're also promoting integration of their libraries. So, for example, a student from Zulu is in Uganda, they want to access some materials, they can go to Mubas and access from there without any charge or without any restrictions. So to improve this, we need to do digital libraries. If you take example of primary schools,
Up next,
giving an equal opportunity to everyone in the community, regardless of their inabilities. Like
Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Kuthandiza Malawi, tipeze njira zotana ndi mavuto kuza dziko lathu. Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Kuthandiza Malawi, tipeze njira zotana ndi mavuto mavuto omwe amagwa mdziko lathu.
From Doha District Council, please introduce yourself.
I'm Christopher Trappings, an innovator and the development economist.
I love it. Is this what you do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, I do innovations, and the most notable innovations that I've done is the egg incubators that I built, and I sell them at an affordable price.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are working in that case in an agriculture space.
Yeah, and agriculture space is where I work most of the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
and today, what area are you focusing on?
Today I'll be presenting the e-learning platform that I've developed. That is an inclusive e-learning platform where we're giving an equal opportunity to everyone in the community, regardless of their inabilities. Like we're making sure that everyone, even if they don't understand English, but they will have different languages they can use, and also different courses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, inclusive education is such a key thing when it comes to development. What inspired you to look at education as an area of focus?
Everyone needs some sort of education in the community, but most of the initiatives that are brought in this country, they only focus on the formal education. But people in the communities, they need some form of education to do some development work, from other literacy and farming and all other forms of education.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more about your innovation as you present to the evaluators. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Christopher Trappings, just as I said. So I'm the founder of the Pozile Learning Center, which is being run by 3 members, me and a lady, and also a man, another man. So our e-learning platform is the features of our e-learning platform are related to we prioritize inclusivity, affordability, and accessibility. So there are several aspects that we are making to make sure that our e-platform is inclusive. Because for the platforms that are there right now, they are not that inclusive. They are very specific. They are only targeting a certain group of people. But ours is including everyone in the community, because everyone in the community needs education. So there are several ways we have done to make sure that we're not leaving anyone out. So this is the homepage for our platform of the Ponzire. It's very easy to navigate and also simple for even a person who is just starting the journey of using e-learning platforms. So it's very simple it doesn't need much technical experience or expertise to be operated. So this is the second, the other page of the Ponzire. So the other element that we have incorporated in the platform is using Chichewa as a language of interaction with the platform, because other people in the communities, they're not able to understand English. So this one also gives an equal opportunity to those people who cannot understand English. They'll be able to use our platform and learn something. So on scalability, our platform has got enormous size. It can take a very big size because it's open to anyone in the community. Anyone can join to become a teacher. Anyone can join to become a learner. So the scalability, the potential for it to get big, it's enormous. And also, it's not only limited to people in Malawi, but even also other people from outside the country, they can also join, become teachers or become learners. So there's a very big potential for the size of this platform to be big and have more customers. So on interoperability, our platform is very flexible because it can be run on various devices, on mobile phones, on computers, any kind of device that can access the internet, because it's being made with content that is not complicated for these devices to learn. And on commercial viability, we are trying to make the education on this platform more affordability. We are making this by ensuring that the content that can be uploaded on this platform can have greater value for the money that these people can be, for our learners can be subscribing, can be paying us.
Yeah.
So another thing on the commercial viability is that we're offering various courses. We are not only we're not only in a specific domain of education. We are doing adult literacy education because we know the community needs adult literacy education. There are many people who need to learn that, but they don't have the accessibility. And we are also putting the education about we are also including education like technical education and the farming education, because there are also people who want to learn more about farming who haven't gone to any school. So the other way that we will make money is through the ads. We have made it possible that we can also add adverts for companies so that we can be earning some income. So we feel that our platform will be more commercial viable. And apart from that, there's also potential that we can also take part in the issue of forex in this country, because there's a potential that we can also have clients from outside the country to our platform. So this platform, we also have the accessibility of these other outsiders to make payments through online. So there's also a chance that we can bring some forex in the country using this platform if we are successful to the other stages. So on market demand, the demand for inclusive education is very great because everyone in the community wants some form of education. But these people, they cannot access the kind of education because most of the people, they're only specifying, like most of the e-learning platforms that are there, they're only maybe for secondary education or maybe for a specific set of education. So for us, we're including everyone. Plumbing, we are putting it there. We are putting it technical education so that people, even though they don't go to colleges, they can also have access of being encouraged through the platform. So there are so many courses that we are going to be offering in order to meet everyone's needs in the community. So on innovation and uniqueness, we are using Chichewa alongside English because we know not everyone in the community knows English. So we want to give everyone an equal chance, as I say. So very soon we are translating the website also into Tumbuka and other languages just to increase the inclusivity. We are offering adult literacy education, farming, and vocational training, just trying to address community needs and creating a positive impact on employment and skill development. So that's another page of the Tuposire showing the sample courses that we use for testing. So the first one is the Kocherera. That is being translated into Chichewa, but it can also be turned into English. So there's also Kwet and Kuku. So if a person clicks any of that, then they will be directed to the content of the course. So like for Kwet and Kuku, they will learn anything about Kwet and Kuku, feeding and everything else. So on user experience, the user experience has been so great. because people weren't expecting that they could have access to Square Kwacha. Some of the people in the community expressed their happiness, saying that they now have the hope, especially the adults. They now have the hope that they'll be able to lead and light, and also maybe learning English, because they don't have anywhere to learn these things. And the interface also is very easy to navigate. So it was very easy for the people to go through the page. And also the inclusion of the Chichewa language. Many people said it was okay for them to use the platform. So on community engagement, we have collaborated with experts in the community who can offer these courses, from farming, from adult literacy education, and vocational training. So we are creating a positive impact in the community by creating also jobs for these people who will be training others, and these other people will also be gaining the skills which they can use later on, and increase their chance and become citizens who can maybe open businesses. They are therefore reducing the unemployment rate in Malawi. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you so much for this presentation, which is addressing the basics. I think I have a few questions and comments that you can consider when you are looking at the delivery of this platform to the communities. Right. You have said that this is something that is already working. Not so.
Yeah, it's working.
Right. Now, just wanted you to kind of demonstrate, if you have the prototype, for example, where you say a voucher error. Is it something that will take us through to indeed the designated course for anyone at any level? That's that demonstration. I don't know if you have it. Do you have it now?
No, I had a problem because I didn't have enough money to host my site on the internet. So when I was testing it out,
just maybe like screenshots like that.
Yeah, screenshots. I think again.
You say maybe somebody has chosen a voucher, then
Oh.
you move on to the next. What is happening?
Oh, okay.
Do you have that?
No, I think it's only here. I just screenshot there. I think let me just zoom it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Now you are saying that you have collaborated with several experts.
Yeah.
At the different fields.
Yeah.
That have loaded or that have created the content on the platform.
Yeah.
So it means that you have everything for now, or you are still developing?
No, I don't have everything. It was just sample content, just for researching how the people can react.
So it's a plan that you're going to have collaborate with others.
Yeah, I've collaborated with these people, but the content is not like I just collaborated them like to provide sample content. Yeah, but in the long run, if we like in the long run, we are planning that they should continue. Yeah.
So now looking at the financial viability of this CA platform, based on the collaboration that you have with the rest of the experts, have you looked at that for you to offer professional training for you to offer other literacy training, and or other levels of training that we give in educational, which is say for primary school. I don't know, is it also covered secondary school?
Yeah.
You come up to an assessment where how much is it costing you to roll out this full throttle?
Yeah, just a little breakdown, especially for technical education on wording and the farming. I think I can say something on that. For example, a person could, according to the expenses, we found that it could cost 50,000 kwacha, like for a period of maybe 4 months, for a person to enroll on a course. So that person, the trainer, would be taking 60% of the money, and us will be taking the remaining 40%. Yeah, so it will benefit us and also the trainer in the long run. And it's not only like one client, maybe there'll be 400 clients, maybe there'll be 100 clients. So it's enough to sustain the platform and also the trainer's life.
Lastly, have you demonstrated the statistics, the impact of the Mozilla platform in the communities?
In the communities?
The impact that it has on the communities.
Impact, I don't think again.
Because that was your first slide. You want to have a positive impact on the community.
Yeah, I want to have a positive impact on the.
Can you give statistics that will ensure that this is now at a literacy level where like this now
I think I need more time to do the impact analysis, because we haven't like started a long time ago on offering to the people.
Well, the same questions that he's asked are the ones that I had as well. So no more questions from me. Hand it over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very interesting platform, handling different languages and the different fields. Yeah, my question is on the intellectual property rights.
Yeah.
Because we are talking about the content generated by somebody, exceptional expert. For example, you ask somebody to say, okay, can you create this particular content for this particular course? How want to make sure that this particular content is well protected in terms of intellectual property? So it cannot be copied and used somewhere else.
Yeah. Of course, on the site, it's not easy for someone just to take the content and download it. There are some measures, protection measures, but we're still trying to improve on that, because we know there still might be other ways people can use to get the content in an illegal way. So as of now, we have some measures we are protecting. It's not easy to just download the content, but we also follow legal means to make sure that these people, their effort is protected by the legal means.
Okay. Since we're going to have different experts and also different languages, how are we going to manage these people? For example, I generated the content in English. I want to convert it to Chichewa, Tumbuka, Chiao.
Yeah. Yeah, we also have other techniques in terms of using subtitles of different languages. So whenever these people are watching these videos, they'll be able to choose the right subtitles for them. If maybe the trainer was using maybe was using English, so they'll be able to choose the subtitles for Chichewa, or maybe they choose for Tumbuka. Yeah, that's it. That's how they will use it.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
thank you so much, Bwana Trappins.
Okay, thank you.
We appreciate you sparing your time and the effort to put in this.
Yeah.
We appreciate and congratulations for putting this on.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Christopher Trappins' presentation was interesting, if I'm being honest. It was insightful. He more importantly connected with local requirements, local needs, technical education. That would be highly applicable for all. But on the other hand, it felt like he did not fully make or do the necessary feasibility studies that are associated with it. And even looking at content generation, and I feel like that's where the whole thing goes amiss. And it would be interesting or recommended for him to go back to the drawing board and then fine-tune those aspects, comparing to existing platforms that are already out there, and see where it takes it.
Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Kuthandiza Malawi tipeze njira zotana ndi mavuto kuza dziko lathu. Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Muuni Fund is here. Yafika. Kuthandiza Malawi tipeze njira zotana ndi mavuto omwe amagwa mdziko lathu.
Welcome. Congratulations for making it to the regionals.
Thank you very much.
Please tell us what council you're representing today.
Okay, I'm here representing Lempo District Council.
Okay, what innovation area are you focusing on? What problem are you solving as an innovator?
Okay, as an innovator today, I'm solving the problem of health management system in the district council for collecting patient information as well as stock management in the hospital setting.
What inspired you to look at that?
Okay, professionally, I'm also a nurse midwife by profession. I'm also an IT guy, so I'm qualified in both professionals. And we also have a team which was building this system. So we feel we are the right candidates for this project. All
right. Well, I can't wait to hear what idea you bring to the table. Good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm Patrick Mbewe. I'll be representing Van Jesman team. Basically, our team is like a company. It's called Malagana Limited. We developed a system which is called Malagana software for hospitals. This system is a web-based system. It's built on languages on MySQL and PHP. This system covers the patient registration in the hospitals. For paying hospitals, it also covers the billing package. It has an OPD module, inpatient module, stock management, which is the pharmacy and the stores. It also has an accounting module, laboratory X-ray scanning, and also has different kind of reports which are also customizable according to the need of the client. It has the capacity for integration with other systems and databases. We understand in the hospitals there are also other systems. So those other systems can also be integrated with this current system. It can produce reports that different stakeholders use. Because from my experience, we understand some different stakeholders, for example, maybe like EGBAF goes into different hospitals to collect data. So for that one, it can be an easier task by using this system. The problems and solutions that MASH will address, just to mention a few, we have issue to do with patient data. Accessibility. On accessibility, MASH ensures that decision makers access the data at their fingertips and in a timely manner. As I said earlier on, sometimes we waste time going to the facility to collect data, and sometimes we even have special people to fill in registers just to collect data. So with the system, you can collect data easily. And it's also cost effective because as I said, going to the facility to collect data is also costly as well. On repeated investment and expenditures, we understand different hospitals have different kinds of systems that are working. For example, maybe in the hospital setting, you find that in the laboratory, we have the RIMS, which is also working to collect just data for the lab. We have people in the different registration sections. We have the HMS2 and the HS2, which is also collecting data for the government. But those are individual systems, and people have to be trained to use those kinds of systems. And on stationary, lab forms and requisition books can also be eliminated using these kinds of systems. On scalability, MASH can be used by an unlimited number of users on a hospital setting and can also be interconnected by different hospitals. On the market value, MASH is valued at 12 million per facility, which is the standard price for a normal hospital. But it can also be scalable on other bigger hospitals apart from these standard hospital settings. On our vision is to help the council and the country at large in managing these hospitals using modern technology. That is why we have also developed an innovation for hospital digitalization. As of now, we are installing the system in the hospitals, mostly CHAM hospitals, for free. We are not charging them. We are just collecting installation fees and training fees, because we understand different hospitals are failing to afford the purchase of the system. Our current users are Malawi Hospital in Cholo, Moa Hospital in Deza, St. Joseph in Ngurudi, St. Luke's in Zomba, Montfort Hospital in Chalo, and we have Mulanje Mission in Mulanje. So from here, I'll take you through the system demonstration so that maybe you can appreciate how our system works. Okay, so I'll be demonstrating using we have an online portal where we have temporarily uploaded our system. So this is the welcome page as the dashboard. So we have stock card management, we have patients registration there, and we have patient viewing files so that we can see the patients that are already in the system. For stock cards, it's where people who are interested in the stock management can also view the stock balance in different departments. For example, when you click on stock cards, you can choose the department that you want to see the balances in. For example, you want to view balances in the pharmacy. When you click pharmacy, you have a list of items in the pharmacy. And when you want to focus on one particular item, for example, in the pharmacy, you click on pharmacy and maybe paracetamol. So it will show you where each quantity went, for example, to a particular patient, to a particular ward. So you can be able to follow how the drugs are moving in the hospital and the current balances. And the same on the stock management, the system also allows users to procure items on the hospital using the system. That is creating local purchase orders. So users can use this option which says new purchase order, and you choose, for example, what do you want to buy, for example, medicines and sundries. So you create a purchase order using this page, and it will automatically be processed through the necessary authorities, and people can also authorize the requisition and the purchase orders in the system without having to sign the requisition books. And on the approvals, as I said, you can also approve stock the requisitions online. When you click on a particular purchase, for example, this one here, let me just use this. Okay, as you can see, these are just examples of the purchase orders that are requested using the system. We have different kinds of reports that the system also generates. For example, the patient summary. This is a general report which shows the wards on the particular hospital, how they are faring, and the diseases of that particular period. So it also has filters where you can choose, for example, you want to focus on a particular ward, maybe a particular diagnosis, to see how a particular diagnosis is performing in that particular hospital or district. So this is just an overview of the performance of that particular report. And these reports are customizable, as I said. We just have this as a sample, but there can be many as possible because the data is already in the system, so you just have to put the data that you're interested in. And the system also allows users to integrate. As I said, it has an option to integrate with other devices. So for example, if you store this on the hospital facility, they have maybe digital X-ray. They also be able to integrate this system with the digital X-ray, because we have these options, for example, OPD and admitted patients. When you click on OPD, you can access the particular patient file. For example, I have a patient file that I've used. Statistics. So in the system, it will show you the particular clinic at the facility who registered the patient. And when you go to your far right there, it will show the details of the patient. For example, here the name of the patient I just indicated Muuni, and the age of the patient. So we have different options for the clinician to use. For example, they can collect subjective data and physical examinations. They'll input using these fields, which shows the temperature, the BP, the pulse rate, and all the information that the doctors use at the particular facility, the HIV status, and this can also be used in the reports. And we have the option for prescription. The clinician can prescribe the medication for the patients so that they don't have to write in the health passport books. And when this is prescribed, it will automatically be sent to the pharmacy for the patient to collect using the same patient number. So at the dispensary, you also have the option to say, okay, for example, when you click on dispensary, you choose the patient number here. So it will show the prescription that the clinician did at the bottom there. For example, it was amoxicillin, 1 gram, TID, which is 8 hourly for 5 days, and the number of tablets paid. So the staff at the pharmacy will just prepare the medication and put it in the pill bag and give it to the patient. And when you click on issue medicine, it will automatically subtract to the stock from the pharmacy, so that everyone, for example, the pharmacy staff, even the administration, can also be able to follow how the stock is moving in the pharmacy. Reaching this far, this is just an overview of our system, but we have a lot of processes in the system. And if there are any questions, they are welcome.
Thank you so much, Mlewe, for taking us through this presentation. What I love the most was what you mentioned, that the system is also being provided to other hospitals for free, to the Chan hospitals, and I think that's quite noble. I don't know whether you'd like to start. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your presentation. The area of health is very crucial. I have two issues. We understand that there are already some systems in our hospitals.
Yes.
For the public hospitals, we have a electronic patient records project within the Ministry of Health.
Yes.
If you go to the mission hospital, like Planta Adventist Hospital, they have a patient data flow system there.
Yes.
There's no paperwork. If you go there, people are using the systems. Almost all departments are connected, including the finance.
Yes.
How sure is your system? How unique is your system from those systems? That the hospital can say, this is better than this system.
Okay, as I said, our system is unique and is special because it has been built by Malawians, and we are also working in the hospital setting. So mostly we know how these things work in the hospital. For example, as you rightly said, in the district hospitals, they have that registration module that they're using. So that one can also be integrated with this system so that they can work together. And on the same, our system is much better because it has those options that are being used as of now. They're just like modules in our system. So it's that you can see that system is already inside our system that the hospital can adopt. But if they don't want to abandon the other one, they can just integrate and use the systems at the same time, so that they can eliminate the need for programming another system, because we understand that system only does registration. But for this one, it does registration, billing, prescriptions, and everything that happens in the hospital. And as you said, for example, if another hospital has a system that's already doing most of these things, we would recommend this one because this one is much cheaper and it's a Malawian product. Because most of the hospitals that are using the system, for example, Adventist and Muuni, they're using systems from outside the country, and they're even paying maybe monthly subscriptions.
In terms of patient data, how safe the patient data, and also in terms of standards, in terms of codes, we understand that in health these things be well implemented.
Okay, in terms of data, we are using the standard ICD-11 coding for the diagnosis of the patients. And for the security, we are also trying to use different kind of firewalls and encryption methods for when we store the system on the facility, because it can be stored online or on a local safe on the facility. So we have different kind of encryption methods that we use, and each and every user at the facility has a particular username and password, just adding into the security of the patient file. And for example, maybe a nurse cannot be able to view information from another ward. That's what happens in the system. But the physician that move in different wards, they assign those roles to see each and every dividing upon that they visit. The administrator and the cashier cannot see the same information in the system. The cashier can only see the billing part. Maybe the administrator can see the balances in the pharmacy stores, the cash collection for the hospital, and all that. So there are different kind of user roles that we put in to also secure what someone sees in the system.
Yeah, thank you so much for the presentation. I think the colleagues asked some of the questions that I had, especially security, integrity of the system. But one additional question we highlighted as towards cost. Yes, you are giving it for free, but you need to do something. Yes, obviously, what's the cost of deploying this system at a hospital? Versus the potential cost savings that a hospital can take against other systems that are already out there, as highlighted.
Okay, so as per our survey, most of the systems that people are using, for example, the one that I said those private hospitals are using, as of last year, if not 2 years ago, it was costing around $20,000 their facility, and they were paying some monthly subscription fees. And the hospital also has to incur an additional cost of hardware. For example, maybe in the walls there has to be computers and the networking of the hospital as well. So from our experience, most of the hospitals, even if we charge them less, for example, 7 million, 8 million, they were still not affording the price. So we just remove the cost. We are just charging the installation fee at around 2 million per facility. That is a once-off installation fee. And we are also charging a training fee of around 400,000 per day per facility. Yes. So we are doing that once-off installation of the software and the training.
That's but if on your part,
on our part.
But for the hospital
mostly
procure servers, they'll have to do all the necessary equipment, buy new computers, network cabling, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and on that one, what we do is we go to the facility to do a site survey, so that we understand what's needed for the system to work. Then we recommend to them, and we also write them a quotation, because we also sell hardware.
Okay.
Yes, but we give them the option to say they can buy it from elsewhere, because other hospitals have even donors that can give them the computers, so they just buy the software. So it's like an option. For example, if they want to buy the hardware from us, we would give them the quotation and they will do so. For example, for the servers and the computers, we even have the capacity to do a network installation at the facility, which is also charged at around 2.5 million per facility, a standard-sized hospital. These prices have just been put for them to afford, but these are not the actual price on the market.
Okay. So you have subsidized them?
Yes.
Thank you, Pastor. So that approach that we are using, is it sustainable?
On our part, yes, I could say yes, because what we are trying to look at here is mostly people worry about the support, maybe continuation of the project. So we offer them 2 ways of support. There's one, an online support. So we recommend to them to say at least only the server has to be online during some times for the time that they need support, so that we don't actually have to go there. For that one, we do it for free. But for the physical support that we have to go there, normally they just refund maybe the transportation and the allowances of the technicians who have to go to the site. Yeah. And during this installation period, some of these things, for example, going to the facilities, the support during the first 3 months is done for free. But after the 3 months, they just pay the transport and the like. Yeah, so that we understand, because we cannot manage to do everything on our own. So at least they just have to refund the transport and the lunch.
Right. Now, I was just reading. Right. You are saying this is not a new innovation, but it's something that is already working. And the reason why it was brought to fund is for something like this. Now, this presentation, you haven't highlighted which improvements you want to do, so that you can say, okay, that's why I'm going to fund this coming in. Otherwise, it's a system that is already working. What improvement? That you are saying now your hand is short.
Okay, thank you for the question. Initially, after developing this system, our plan was to have this installed in different hospitals. Maybe you'll see why we are installing it for free, so that we can have more customers. And at the end of the day, these hospitals have to be connected, so that the patient from this hospital can also visit another hospital using and be able to access the data from the previous hospital. Yeah, so for this to work, there's a lot of connections that have to be done. It's either cloud or the local connection that we have, maybe using the towers. For example, you can use those, you can rent those and connect using local connections, so that maybe the hospitals can also connect, so the patients can get data from this hospital to the other facility. And also the stakeholders can also be able to pull information from all the facilities without having to go there. So those connections that will be needed to be done in the future cannot be done by ourselves. And also on the same, we are planning to have a digital health passport book, which can also be accessed using maybe USSD, so that when a patient goes to a particular hospital, he has been assisted, should also be able to access the information on their phone when they are going home. And for example, we have maybe diabetic patient, hypertension patient, they should be able to carry a health passport book digital without getting the physical book, so that when they move from one facility to the other, they should be able to have that particular information. Because we understand the hard copy can be lost, then we have to start all over. And also on the same, we know that the procurement process meant for the government and other stakeholders, for example, there's a system that people use to get medication from central medical stores. Okay, so for that one is also a standalone system. We would want to have ours in all hospitals, that people can also order from this and they can automatically be sent to those particular. And also for the management in those hospitals, they can also be able to get maybe notifications from this system to say maybe Panadols below stock quantities at the pharmacy. So for that, we also have to subscribe to other providers. For example, we have Africa Stocking that is able to provide the FSSD, SMS notifications, and email notifications to people. Yeah, so we want to say if a patient has been assisted, and as he's going home, you should also maybe get an SMS to say you have been assisted by such a clinician, and the nurse, you have been prescribed this medication.
So that's the
just to mention a few. Yeah, and even you have to also integrate biometric registration of patients, because as of now we are also trying to improve.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for coming through and sharing with us.
You're welcome.
Malakana software for hospitals, hospital digitization, looking at patient records. I think that's something that we definitely are going towards, but I personally was excited about getting the connectivity between hospitals, because some have the softwares, but even within the same hospitals, just the fact that they're in different locations, you can't get the same patient records with the other hospital, which is a bit frustrating for a patient when they go in. What were your thoughts around the innovation itself?
You want to start?
Well, yeah, for me, yes, I can start. Because,
yeah.
Right, I think this presentation has been unique in a way, being that it's now addressing an area which is also critical. Even our 2063 was looking at the health communities. So again, if they want to improve the system, either the system is already working,
Yes.
and it has customers, but the way how they want to improve the system, looking at the digital health passports, which means that possibly even if the patient has gone somewhere and can be accessed to USSD,
Yes.
and say, okay, this is my health passport, and they can access the details without necessarily saying, okay, so who are you, where do you come from, what do you sign, all that. Instead of going
Getting
all
to
that,
yes. As a patient, honestly, you don't want to respond to questions. You want help,
you want help.
and also so that definitely is helpful to get into the space and start working on your patient because you have the records on the tip of your hands, which is great.
So that is a very good direction to take, especially being that even where there is going at no internet connectivity, but it's USSD.
Yes.
As long as there's network.
Yeah.
For network, fine. Again, the interconnectivity of hospitals, which is also very good. Especially somebody has visited or has already been registered on the system before. Wherever there's also the same system, they say, oh, what's your name?
Yes.
Have you ever attended to where there's Maragana, for example?
Yes.
Okay.
Access.
So, yeah, it's a good direction to take.
Yeah, it is. But I think the questions that he asked had hinted to some of the weak points, which were quite glaring for me. It did not fully cement its value proposition. It has to go beyond, yes, this is a Malawian product, but Malawian product must be better. Yeah, and it feels like it's not necessarily something new. The improvements not also fully baked, and even the costing aspect of it, I think that also wasn't convincing to understand the market dynamics that are associated with it. I think that was my take of thoughts that you have on your side as well.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. It's a good initiative, particularly in our hospitals. We need to automate patient data.
Yeah.
But now the main issue that maybe you can have some doubt or trust with the issue of the security, because we are talking about the patient record. And this particular patient record must be secure as much as possible, even within the hospital. We want to only people who are authorized to access the information.
Yes.
So if they need really to work on that one to make sure that the information is very secure. If they are talking about integration of hospitals, that's another issue. I want my patient record to move from one hospital to another. How secure is it? Yeah, so that's the area that they needed to work and really convince the hospitals people. Otherwise, the doctors sometimes they have doubts with our technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if we go to Ministry of Health, most of the systems that we have in our hospitals not really a patient record. They are just some sort of aggregated data. Yeah, because of these issues. So to convince a doctor to say use this technology, they really need to make sure that the security is very, very.
Well, let's see where Muuni can come in to Nika on those issues as we are right now, and get the strength points actually strengthened, and that we can get that kind of system out there, because at the end of the day we can't keep working with papers, and it's a waste of time, and we definitely need to move with the time as well, getting into the digital space. So thank you.